Halloween. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's one of the best horror movies ever made. It sets so many precedents and so many standards from modern horror movies that it can't be denied. It's an all-time great and a classic. And it invented the character of Michael Myers, who is probably the most iconic horror villain in history, at least for the slasher guys. He has a face of nothing, his personality is void, but there's something so creepy and mysterious about him, he's lived on for over 30 years. Now, you wouldn't have to remake that movie, would you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't need to remake that movie. One of the best slashers and best horror movies ever made. You wouldn't have to make a remake. Rob Zombie. Yeah, this one may not please you. I, for one, hated it. Rob Zombie's Halloween. As many of you know, the original Halloween is one of my all-time favorite movies. You could even call it my favorite movie now. John Carpenter created a grounded vision of evil and mayhem on the scariest night of the year, and scared millions of people by bringing this smash hit to screen. The Halloween series had been on a steady decline for a while, and after the death of the series producer Mustafa Akkad, Dimension Films didn't know where to go with the series, so they sold the rights to the Weinstein brothers, and the reboot was greenlit. The remake was given a 2007 release with Rob Zombie as the writer and director. When the trailer hit, I was excited. I thought it looked intense and cool. But little did I know about Rob Zombie's directing style. Hear me out. Look at what John Carpenter did with the 1978 version of Halloween, and completely throw that all out the window. Rob Zombie's Halloween is a noisy, overly bloody, dirty mess. The film is essentially the same plot, but this time we're shown what happens while Michael is in the mental asylum, which are the only good parts of the movie. Malcolm McDowell is also pretty good as Loomis. No one could ever touch Donald Pleasence, but I honestly did like McDowell. Other than the asylum scenes, there's nothing interesting about this movie. The dialogue is absolutely putrid, the direction is obnoxious, and the scares aren't existent. I will give that the scenery is okay, and they did film in South Pasadena again, but it doesn't help. They explain Michael's backstory, which makes him all the more unscary. Basically, he's a white trash redneck child who got picked on. He has a stripper for a mom, a bitch for a sister, and some ass wipe in a wheelchair at home.
That's all that fucker does is cry. Crying shit.
In the original, Michael is scary because he's so mysterious. He's just a regular kid who snapped and became practically inhuman. Here, he's just a dirty kid who got picked on one too many times. Michael is now somehow turned to a 7-foot monster off of his processed mental asylum diet and heads back to Haddonfield to go on his rampage. Now, that doesn't make any sense at all, on top of the fact that he's just a kid that got picked on. How is he this strong and indestructible when nothing indicates he's got any kind of supernatural abilities or supernatural or evil upbringing? Nothing. The characters are stupid, ditzy, and annoying, especially Laurie, who we're supposed to like. This movie is just a big, dumb, bloody misfire of a mess that makes me wonder why anyone would hire Rob Zombie for a remake of one of the most praised horror films ever made. This movie is a testament to exactly why remakes should be banned from touching the classics. I'll do a more in-depth review of this soon to come, to really get my gripes out. And oh, you think I hate this one? You really think I hate this one? They made a sequel, and oh god, that'll be fun to talk about. Until then, stay away from Rob Zombie's Halloween films and enjoy the classics, because you never know, he could come home again.